We're dinking around with Eddie and Webby. Dinking around with Eddie and Webby tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Should I play pickleball tonight or padel? Oh, hey, how's it going? This is Webby, not Eddie.
And I'm Eddie, and this is our 83rd Dinking Around.
Oh, yeah, episode number 83.
That's right. It's been a little bit. We've been a little inconsistent with posting these, but it's been for very good reasons. We've been busy, and I hope in 2025 we can get back on track. What do you guys think? Webby, do you think we should do that or what?
I think we should, I think we can, and I think we will.
That's right. Guys, this episode would not be possible without our friends over at Volair Pickleball. And Webby, I got to tell you something. I finally got to play rec play, which you know I rarely ever get to do anymore. And I started playing with this paddle here, one that I need to turn my green screen off so you can see it. And this is the Volair Ctrl 1 Forza 16 millimeter. And this is my first time playing with what in the industry is called Kevlar, but I think it's like Kleenex to tissues. So I don't know if we can call it Kevlar, but it's the aramid fiber. And I got to tell you, Webby, one of the things I loved about this paddle is that I felt like it even had better control than my Mach 1 16 millimeter, but I didn't have to sacrifice spin or power, which is crazy to me. However, Volair figured out how to do that with this paddle, man, absolutely incredible. I thoroughly enjoyed playing with it. It was one of the most consistent I've been out on the courts recently. And again, to be able to get more control without sacrificing spin or power is crazy. And I honestly felt like my spin was even a little bit better.
I have not tried the Control 1 Forza, but I have tried the Control 2 Forza, and I absolutely love that one. And yeah, I feel like I actually get more power and spin in addition to the control. So I've been loving it a lot as well.
It's pretty crazy what Volair's been able to do. And guys, guess what? Christmas is coming up. You need to get a gift for that pickleball addict in your life. Go to Volair.com. Use coupon code PB for life to get what, Webby?
You're going to get yourself 10% off your order, and you're going to show us some support in the process.
That's right. Because I got to tell you guys, if you're not playing with a Volair pickleball paddle, there's a good chance your paddle sucks. I'm just saying. Webby and I have been playing with Volair since before we even partnered with them. So get yourself some good stuff from Volair.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I might actually start playing with Volair paddles off the pickleball court. And if you're wondering what I mean by that, at the beginning of this episode, I was showing off my fancy new Volair padel. It's actually called a racket, not a paddle, which is weird because the sport is called padel, but they use a racket instead of a paddle. So it's a whole thing. But yeah, Volair is actually just starting to get into the world of padel. And I recently got hooked on it as well. So you might see me on the padel courts around here in the near future.
That is, I was going to ask, yeah, is it a padel, but it's a padel racket? I don't know. I'm confused. It's crazy. But Webby, I do hope one day we can do a video of you teaching me how to play a padel because I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would be awesome. And I hope you don't mind me promoting my personal YouTube channel, but I am going to start doing some padel content on my other YouTube channel, which is called Webby's World. So if you feel so inclined and want to see my padel journey, that's where I will be posting that stuff.
Heck yeah, check it out, man. I love it. I love hearing about padel. I love hearing about Volair. But right now, I want to hear you tell us,
What in the world is in that drink? What you got in that drink?
that's right, what's in that drink? And Webby, what are you going to be sipping on today?
Well, this is a staple here in Michigan, one that I love to drink every year. It is a seasonal one, and that is the one and only Hop Slam Ale from Bell's Brewery. I absolutely love this beer every year, and that is what I will be sipping on today.
I love Hop Slam. It's such an amazing beer.
So good. So good. It's strong, but it's smooth, and it's just, I don't know, that aroma.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite smelling IPAs out there.
I'm jealous right now that you have one.
Sorry to rub it in, but yes, I am very happy with myself. You should be jelly.
I am jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
I've been hanging around with my teenage daughters too much.
Oh, man.
What about you? What are you going to be drinking tonight?
As I mentioned in one of our last episodes, I'm trying to clear out my beer fridge before I buy anything new. Like, I would love to go and get a 6-pack of Hop Slam to put in there, but I'm trying to clear out everything I have right now. And today, I'm looking for something that's a little bit crisper, a little bit lighter. and is probably the lowest alcohol and probably worst tasting beer I have in my fridge.
Oh, sounds great.
Yeah, it sounds right up my alley. And this is Bud Light Next. Okay. Now, this is 0 carbs, 80 calories, 4% alcohol. So it's basically like drinking water. And I don't even know how it got in there, to be honest with you. I don't know if somebody brought it and left it in there. But I just, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I got to at least try it. And so I know that I was jelly about your Hop Slam. I'm sure you're jelly about my Bud Light Next.
So very jelly. So very jelly. But cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
I can't say I've ever even heard of Bud Light Next. Like, what? What is it? Like, just a low calorie Bud Light or what?
I'll be honest with you. It doesn't even taste like beer. Like, there's just
Really?
a very slight hint of bitterness and a light hint of maltiness. But honestly, if you told me this was like some sort of unflavored sparkling water or unflavored seltzer, I'd be like, okay, yeah. So there you go. Bud Light Next.
Well, before we move on, I do have a little bit of a shout out I want to do, and that is to the Brighton Pickleball Club. The fine folks at Brighton Pickleball Club invited me out to check out their brand new facility. It's in Brighton, Michigan. That place is awesome. It used to be a Bed Bath & Beyond. So if you've ever wondered what happens when people take old department stores and convert them into pickleball facilities, Brighton Pickleball Club did that, and you would never know that it used to be something like Bed Bath & Beyond. They did a great job repurposing that location, and I recently went there. I did a video. The director of the place, Sam, he gave me a great tour of the facility, so you can see that on the video, and he accepted a challenge of mine to do a singles match, so I did singles against Sam for an episode of Webby versus everybody, and you can all count on the fact that I busted out the 5 below paddle for the match, so if you want to see how that turned out, go ahead and check out that video. It was a blast, but thank you very much, Brighton Pickleball Club.
That's great. I can't wait to check it out myself. Just like I can't wait to find out what time is it.
Now it's time for Memes of the Week. Yeah!
That's right, the hottest segment in all of pickleball podcasting, Memes of the Week, where Eddie and I each go over our favorite memes that we've found on the internet lately. So, Eddie, I'd like to start with you. What did you find this week?
Webby, it wouldn't be Memes of the Week if we didn't show one from our good friends over at Memes of Pickleball. That's right. We want to thank the staff and volunteers who put in countless hours of hard work. But before you leave, clean all this up for us. Thank you very much. As you can see, there's confetti being sprayed everywhere.
Oh, man, so much confetti.
While the Dallas Flash hoist up their cup from winning the 2024 MLP Finals.
It's snowing somewhere in the Midwest, too, and I'm going to try and find my way into the mix here.
It was pretty cool. So obviously we were there. We were doing close call replay there, and it was really, really cool that they had the confetti machines there spraying, and it was just such an incredible moment as JW was hoisting up the cup, right? But I got to tell you, when we were cleaning up that night, because obviously we have a bunch of cables and power cords and stuff all over the court that we need to clean up, there were those little pieces of confetti everywhere.
Oh, I
all
bet.
over the place. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, it was absolutely nuts. The best part is we roll up to San Clemente. The crew that does DJing and puts up the video boards, they start rolling out their equipment. White little pieces of confetti all over the place. We start unloading our trailer that we have all our close call replay stuff in. Confetti all over our cables, over some of the cameras. I mean, this stuff was everywhere. So it was the gift that kept on giving.
But yeah, I thought it looked really cool, though, all that confetti and stuff. It made it look like a pretty big, grand finale. I liked it.
I agree. I thought it was really cool. Cleanup, felt bad for them, but, what are you going to do? It's the price you pay for cool stuff. So
That's right. But I actually found something that was really good as well. And this is from an account that we have never featured on Memes of the Week before. So this is a first. This comes from All Things Pickleball. This is called Pickleball Partners Dating versus Married.
Pickleball partners, dating versus married.
Oh wait. No. You have such a good backhand. That's all you.
No, you have a way better shot. You gotta take that.
No, that's all you, babe. All
Really?
you. Yeah.
Okay, alright. I'll get the next one.
Okay, yeah.
Yours.
No, I'm covering line.
Dude, it's your forehand.
I know, but you gotta
Okay,
step
but
up.
you yell at me when I try to get it in
You
my
gotta
backhand.
take that shot all day.
Are you serious right now?
I am covering line.
Is he serious right now?
Ah, my goodness.
That was his ball,
He's
by
always
the way.
like this. Oh, I got it.
Hey, that's a great shot. Hey,
Yes.
great overhead. Come on.
I got it.
Oh, no, I got it.
Mine.
Hey. That was a great drop. Like, seriously, there's not much I could say that you could do different.
Okay.
Maybe just follow through just a little bit more.
Okay.
But other than that, like, money. You look kind of like Simone and
Okay.
Jardine.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, you look great.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. There's.
Me? Oh,
Hey, come on, like, seriously, like, you're better than that, all right? Yeah, follow through, watch it, make sure you ground yourself. You're getting a little stressed. Just make sure you get enough loft to get it over the net.
I would just like to remind you, you missed the last round.
Oh, we're gonna go there? We're living in the past? Out. Hey, that's okay. Those are tough. That's one of the hardest parts of the game, just learning, which one to hit that are going out, which ones to leave, which ones to actually hit. But, man, that was a tough one, but like, maybe this is probably going out.
Okay, yeah, good to know.
Out. Hey, clearly going out.
It was going slow, so I actually think it's going to drop in.
No, like,
And the
way
wind's
out.
going this
It
way.
would have hit the fence.
Are you serious?
No, just next time, just be better. It's a free
Be
point.
better.
Well, that's a free point. Just discipline.
That was so good. I have seen every one of those scenarios on the court. Sometimes not even married couples, but like people that have been playing together for a long time. But it's funny how they totally nailed the dynamic. Like when you're first dating somebody, how like everything is perfect. Like you want to just compliment everything they do. You want to make sure they feel good. But then after you've been married for a while and you get in the exact same situations, then you just put the blame on the other person and stuff like that. That's exactly how it goes in real life. But I thought that was so well done.
I agree. I wish they would have shown the shot where maybe she popped the ball up and the opponent just teed off on the guy's chest, right?
Yeah.
Because that one, even if you're dating, your initial reaction is just going to be like, oh, but
Right.
you're able to cool yourself and understand they're not trying to do it intentionally. you
Right.
know?
That one would be hilarious, that situation, because I could see the guy being like, "Oh, sorry, that was my fault. I totally should have had that ball that they blasted at me."
Yeah, I should have moved my face out of the way.
Right.
When you put the ball right at their paddle, 7 feet in front of me. But yeah, no, it's all good. That's on me. Yeah.
Oh, that was so good, though. So all thanks pickleball. I have a feeling we're probably going to see some more of your videos in the future because I saw a lot of great content on your channel. So thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for some great memes of the week.
That's right. But Webby, I'm just dying to know. I am dying to know, what time is it?
Now it's time for Topics of the Week.
That's right. It is Topics of the Week, where each week Webby and I pick a topic. We talk about them. They're pickleball related. You guys know the drill at this point. But if you have any topics that you want us to be able to discuss, let us know down in the comments below or reach out to us. We've actually had a few of you guys reach out with some topic suggestions, so we highly encourage it. Let us know. But Webby, I'm dying to know, what is your topic this week?
Well, my topic for this week, it actually goes along with the video that I chose for my meme of the week this week, and that is the dynamic of romantic couples who play pickleball together. And I actually had a chance to sit down with two people who met and became good friends on the pickleball court, and they actually decided to collaborate and write a book about this topic, and that is the topic of couples who play pickleball and how to do so successfully without killing each other. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play the video of my discussion with Dr. Stormy Hill and Teri Citterman. Thanks, Eddie and Webby. Today we are joined by two fellow pickleball lovers who wrote a book together, and it sounds very interesting and it could definitely be very useful for those pickleball couples out there. It is called In a Pickle: How to Master Love and Pickleball and Not Kill Each Other. Please welcome to the show Dr. Stormy Hill and Teri Citterman. Thank you both very much for joining us here today. How's it going?
Good. So happy to be here. Thanks for having us on your podcast.
Yeah, this is awesome. So before we discuss the book, I do want to learn a bit about both of your pickleball origin stories. So let's start with you, Dr. Stormy. How did you first get into pickleball?
Well, true story. I came from the dark side. I came from tennis. And my boyfriend, who is a lot of the inspiration for the book, half the inspiration for the book. Teri's husband, the other half. About a year and a half ago, said, I really want you to play the sport. And I said, I'm too young. I'm too fit. I used to be a tennis player. I'm not playing this sport called pickleball. And then he convinced me to play it one time. And I was like, what is this sport? And I would say it's taken over my life since. And that was how I started playing. And then I met Teri down here playing pickleball, down here in Costa Rica playing pickleball. And it's just been this fun, amazing community. And I can't get enough of this sport that we all love.
I do feel like a lot of people that play tennis, they are pretty hesitant to first get into pickleball. Did it take a lot of talking into, or how did that work out for you?
Well, it was winter in Utah. It was January, and I was like kind of bored, and we weren't skiing. And I'm like, I'll try it. I'll try anything once, And literally, another true story. This gentleman with 2 knee braces, probably pushing 80, and we get matched up with him, and I'm like kind of judgy and whatever was happening, in my mind, my inside voice, and he schooled us. I don't know if it was a pickle, but it was pretty close. And I was like, what is this sport and how are people doing this? And I was just instantly hooked on like the strategy and the athleticism, and then just the community. People were amazing, even though I had no idea what I was doing or how to keep score. And it was just an inspiration. And now I just, like I said, I can't get enough, and I'm healing from a hip replacement. So I got back on the court at 12 weeks post-op. And literally almost cried, happy tears to be back on the court. So, all with injuries and everything, just loving the sport so much.
So what about you, Teri? How did you first get involved in pickleball?
So I came from Seattle, the birthplace of pickleball, and moved to Austin, and
Nice.
had not heard of pickleball, had not seen a pickleball court all the 25 years we lived in Seattle. Get to Austin, which has become, close to being the capital of pickleball.
Oh, yeah, it really has.
It has. And we joined a club. I was going to pick up tennis, which I don't play, and pickleball came along. We had just gotten some new courts, and so we started playing. My husband's a tennis champion, golf champion, cricket champion, and so it was pretty easy for him to pick up. And there was a lot of angst, I would say, in playing together, and thus the root of the book. But we love it. We love the people we play with. I mean, we've just met so many great people. It's hard to find a not nice person on the pickleball court. Not that they're not there, but for the most part, everybody's just awesome, really cool.
Yeah, so let's talk about the book a little bit. So what was the motivation for the two of you to join forces and write this book, and then tell us a bit about the book?
My boyfriend and I have a really fabulous relationship, like kind of in all areas. And then we got on the pickleball court, and as we started getting better, because we both started playing together, it just fell apart. It fell to shit as we started getting better. And all of a sudden I was like, my background is mental health and a therapist. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, it was really challenging because all of our, so much of our stuff was coming out in the court, and I really wanted to do better and navigate better, and be better on the court, not just to win more points, but also to like not have to take that shit into our, off the court and into our relationship. And so we were really struggling and really considered not playing together. Or I considered not playing with him. And then just really wanted to commit to like, okay, come on, use the strategies you use with your clients and with their coaching, and try some of these strategies. And so we started improving a little bit, but we would it fell apart again. And when we were playing competitive tournaments, and, and then I met Teri, and I saw that they have an amazing relationship, and then saw them struggling on the court too. And I'm like, there's something about these, this is starting to see this. And then we saw it at tournaments and in rec play. I kind of picked a few people's brain at an amateur tournament. There was also a pro tournament down in southern Utah, and I was picking people's brain. They're like, somebody needs to write this book. And so I approached Teri, and I was like, hey, you want to write a book together? And I love it because she's super thoughtful about things. And I was like, if you want to think about it, she's like, I'm in. And then that was the beginning of it. We co-wrote it together very quickly, actually.
Oh, nice. But yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of value to this book, because I notice a lot of couples that play pickleball, they sometimes, doesn't matter how good they get along off the court, when they're on the court, sometimes then not so much. And it's wild how that dynamic works. And earlier in this episode, we played a video for our Memes of the Week segment, and somebody did a really funny comparison of a couple when they're dating, playing pickleball compared to a couple that's married that plays pickleball. And it's funny because it's like a newly dating couple and they're super nice and kind of flirtatious the whole time. And then the couple that's been married to each other, they just like bash each other and rag on each other about everything and nag about each other and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my husband is probably one of the most gentle people in the world until he steps onto any kind of court, and then he becomes this competitive, like uber competitive. I thought I was competitive, but compared to him, like I'm not. He is next level. So we were playing together, and I mean, he was naturally good. He's an engineer. He studies the game. He studies the movement. He's very precise. I like to play and I like to win, and I don't mind practicing, but apparently I'm not as competitive as he is and will never be. So we had a point in our relationship where we really had to take a step back, and I have never thought about any kind of separation from him in any way, but it got to the point where I was like, do I even want to be fucking married to you? So we had a pickleball divorce, and we got a throuple, and our throuple's name is Jed, and Raj plays with him and I play with him mixed, or we were at the time. And then we came down to Costa Rica. There was no one else for him to play with, so he had to play with me. And so we kind of found our way back to playing together. But, the struggle is real.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, and I know a lot of couples that started playing together. Like they were together already, then they both got into pickleball at the same time, and they did a lot of tournaments together. But then there's always one of them that elevates a little quicker than the other to where it's like, they should probably be playing in 4-0 while the other plays in 3-5 or 3-0 even. So it's interesting how that dynamic works, and I feel like it is almost like you have to have a breakup with each other just on the pickleball court.
Yeah, and it's heartbreaking. I was totally heartbroken because I want to be a couple who plays together. I want to be that couple who walks out onto the court and people are like, oh, those guys. But yeah, and it was a struggle. I feel we've gotten better and we're more of that now, but it's been a journey.
Nice. Would you each be able to give like one little tidbit that you think people could really learn from or take away from the book?
Yeah, just one.
Okay, I'm going to give an overarching one and then a specific one. So the overarching one is that the idea was to make it helpful and relatable, and irreverent, so because to keep it kind of fun and sassy, which it is. But it's really that what happens off the court comes on the court, and what happens on the court goes off the court. So really giving lots of strategies to practice on the court and off the court. We had even readers who don't play pickleball who were like, I learned a lot from this book, so that was kind of our intention. And I think if I was going to give one piece of advice from the book would be probably the first rule of pickleball, which is don't be a dick. It's just it. It has really summed it all up.
It's also the second rule of pickleball.
Right. Just a good life lesson in general. I like it.
It's a good, again, on the court, off the court. These are good. And this is the thing. Everyone has the ability and the capacity to be a dick. Teri and I have been that way with our partners. We've got better days and worse days, but I always just try to keep in my mind, like, don't be a dick. It's like, it's pickleball. We are all obsessed with this sport called pickleball. Let's keep it in perspective.
Right.
Yeah, there's so many things. And the way I would describe this book is it's a book about life. It's a book about relationships, and it's wrapped up into a beautiful taco shell of a pickleball net. I mean, it's just how many mixed metaphors can I put in it? But it's really, it's such a relatable book for, like Stormy said, people who don't play pickleball really enjoyed it as well. But of course, if you do, then you really, really, really relate to, and the tools and the strategies are really applicable to what you do. So my favorite is safe words. Everybody should have one, no matter if you play pickleball or not. My husband and I, our safe word is pumpernickel. And when that word is said, everything stops. He goes to his corner, I go to my corner. At least this is how it's supposed to work. It doesn't always work that way, but that's what it's supposed to be. But having a safe word means I can't take it anymore and it needs to stop, and there's no other way to do it. Boom, take a beat.
Nice. That's a great word too, because I feel like that's a word that doesn't get used very frequently. So I feel like once that word gets thrown out there, okay, got to stop what we're doing right now and take a step back.
4 syllables.
Yeah.
4 syllables.
Yeah.
My partner and ours is pineapple, and now it's so funny because friends will be like, call pineapple on our behalf, and I'm like, no, actually, technically, only we're supposed to call the safe word on our behalf.
Now, what happens if one of you is ordering a pizza though, and you go with the pineapple and ham? What do you do then?
It's very confusing.
It's very confusing. I think pineapple and pizza is a disgusting combination, and my boyfriend loves it. So it's very, very confusing. But yeah, it's a great, I mean, those are great strategies. And the idea again was to like have it be helpful off the court and on the court, because as we are, I mean, as pickleball is such the fastest growing sport in the US 3 years in a row, and now starting to turn into the world, and the fastest growing segment this last year was women, right? There's all these interesting statistics. And so droves of couples are flocking to the courts, and we really just wanted to give helpful, powerful strategies to help people navigate the court better and win more points, right? So there's also strategy that's pickleball strategy, not just relationship strategy.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, all I can say is you had me sold just on the title of the book alone. That sucked me right in, and I knew I had to talk to you guys as soon as I learned about this book.
Thanks. So
Thank
great.
you.
Love it.
So how can people find the book? What's the best way for people to look for the book and purchase the book?
Best way is Amazon.com. In a Pickle, how to master love and pickleball and not kill each other.
Yeah, and you can check out our website also at loveandpickleball.net, or on Instagram at love_and_pickleball. But we think, really this is going to be a great holiday gift, stocking stuffer, Hanukkah gift. And I always want to say for either partner, right? So you can buy it for your partner or they can buy it for you, but there's a lot of exercises to do together. And then also for us, always looking for pickleball gifts for all of our friends, because really almost all of our friends play pickleball. So,
yes, it's a great gift for other people.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I might actually give this to my wife. She does not play pickleball. She'll play occasionally, but she's not a diehard like the rest of us.
She'll like the quizzes. She'll read stuff out loud to you. It's designed to be that kind of a book.
Nice. Well, thank you both very much for joining us here today. But back to you, Eddie and Webby. Man, that was a lot of fun getting a chance to sit down and talk to them. They were a lot of fun. And yeah, I do think there are a lot of people out there that could find value in that book. What about you?
Oh, totally agree. I mean, obviously, there are challenges that happen in real life all over the place when you're really close to somebody. But when the pressure's on, like in a competitive environment, like the pickleball court, when it's supposed to also be light and friendly, I could see how there could be some challenges that having a little bit of a blueprint to navigate would help.
Yeah, for sure. And like I told them, there are times where I kind of feel like it's a blessing that my wife does not play pickleball and that we don't have that opportunity to play together and kind of get on each other's nerves on the court.
I could definitely see why you would like that. I'm kind of in the same boat. My wife and I rarely play together. And if we do, it's always just for fun, because there's no way that she would want to be around me when I'm in tournament prep mode
right
out there.
Yep. Same here. Yeah. And my wife, she will play with me every once in a while. And she's actually, if she was competitive, I think she could be quite good, but she really does not have a competitive bone in her body when it comes to sports and stuff like that. So she'll play like 2 or 3 games and then she's done. And I'm totally fine with that. It's fun. Like, it's cool to get out there with the family just for fun every once in a while. And I appreciate that. And I'm totally good with it.
Good. Very nice.
But that's my topic for the week. What about you, Eddie?
I got a very riveting topic. Absolutely riveting. And by riveting, I mean super nerdy. So I'm sure, Webby, you've watched the last couple professional events. You had MLP Orlando, and then you had PPA San Clemente. And did you notice the really cool AI ball tracker program that Kyle and I over at Close Call Replay decided to implement?
I did. I thought that was very cool, very impressive. That was good stuff.
Well, thank you. I kind of lobbed that up for you to build us up a little bit. So thank you for hitting it out of the park after I lobbed it up. But this does bring up kind of an interesting topic here. Kyle and I have dedicated the last year of our life towards this. So at this point, we both have a pretty solid understanding of how AI and computer vision can really play into the future of pickleball. So my topic this week really is going to come down to, what does the future of pickleball look like? And how can AI help? But also, how can AI hurt that situation? So, Webby, I want to start with you on a day-to-day basis. How often are you using what we're referring to today as AI?
Really not a whole lot. Like I'll use it to create really wacky images. And like I've sent you some where I said, create a promotional image for Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby podcast. And it always comes up with the craziest things. And it's still, I feel like AI still doesn't know what pickleball is because it always puts either tennis rackets or I feel like it looks like padel rackets where it's got all the holes in it and stuff. I have never seen AI generate an accurate pickleball paddle as far as images, but really beyond like wacky images, I haven't used it a whole lot yet.
Yeah, I think it's cool that you use AI from a creative perspective. I know a lot of people that will use it for image generation, for creative inspiration, for creating music, right, and songs. I mean, it's generated some pretty crazy stuff that we've both experienced, and I think that's really cool. And I also see, like ChatGPT replacing Google. I don't know how often you do that. Are you using ChatGPT or any variation of that to search for things or get information that you might traditionally Google?
Actually, I have used it a little bit here and there, and it's pretty impressive what it comes up with. I feel like I'm not to the point where I totally trust it yet because I don't know how accurate the stuff it's telling me is, but it looks very impressive, like the results that it comes back with. Like if the information it gives me is accurate, it's very impressive because the way that how quickly it does it, the way that it formats it, it's pretty impressive.
Well, I think you nailed it when you talked about how it's impressive, it's a great tool, but it's not anywhere near perfect. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
And that's where I want to be able to go. There's I'm pretty sure I even heard the CEO of Swing Vision saying that they're pretty close to having fully AI officiated pickleball from your cell phone camera. And
wow,
if that is true, then hats off to them. I think that's incredible, and that is a huge leap forward. And I highly encourage them to keep going with that. But we've had a little bit of a different experience. And what we have found here is that AI is great for a lot of things, like the company PB Vision that's out there. They're doing basically, they're analyzing your matches. So you record the footage, you run it through there, and it tracks a bunch of different things. And I don't want to steer people in a direction of things that they can or cannot track, but just know that they track vital information to what you are. And I think AI does a great job with that. But what Kyle and I are really trying to do is nail down getting line challenges correct and being able to determine when the ball is in or out. And what we've really found is that to use AI to track where the ball is relative to the court is a great tool, and that's pretty much what we're doing. But when it comes down to it, to be able to determine whether the ball is in or out, you really need high frame rate cameras down the lines like we have that can actually feed that data into an AI model that can also evaluate where the ball is in reference to the line at the point that it hits the ground, or use calculated trajectory to anticipate where that ball is going to be. And that's kind of what we've discovered at this point. So we think that AI is the future, but I think that we should be careful hearing these outrageous claims of AI is going to be able to fully officiate a match, right? Like outside of line calls, Webby, what's another call that you typically hear getting challenged or questioned?
The serve, whether the serve was legal, foot faults,
right?
I feel like those are the two big ones I can think of right now.
So that's the thing, is to use AI to determine if a foot fault took place or not. We're talking about fractions of a second determining whether or not your ball was, or your foot was on or over a line at the moment that your paddle makes impact with the ball, or leading up to it if you're pushing off. Like, I don't see how that is going to replicate the need for a human being in the near future. And so the reason I bring this is I'm going to bring up a little PowerPoint slide. That's what I said. This is getting super nerdy and technical here, but I think it's important, right? And basically, here's what I'm trying to say. There's levels of AI support in pickleball officiating, right? And we kind of narrowed it down to level 0 through level 5. Level 0 is what used to be a long time ago. No cameras, no video replay, no challenges allowed. This is basically the back courts at a lot of these professional events. And there's really just nothing you can do, right? The benefit is it's easy, it's cheap, you don't need any equipment. And then you get into levels 1 and 2, where maybe you have video replay broadcast cameras and challenges are allowed. and it's a decision by a referee. But you're not using any additional cameras outside of your broadcast cameras. Then you go into level 2, where you're using broadcast cameras in addition to high frame rate cameras, which is where close call replay was a few months ago. And you're still allowing a referee to make the decision, but they're using high frame rate cameras strategically positioned down the lines to be able to give you the best result possible, right? And I feel like even getting to that point was an accomplishment. But levels 3, 4, and 5 are kind of the direction that we're going here. And I believe that level 3 is where we're going to be at for a long period of time. And that's where we have AI assistance with high frame rate cameras. So we're there right now. Our AI solution it's still technically in beta testing. We're still working out some kinks of where, like, when there's shadows on the court, the AI sometimes has a hard time detecting where the lines are and such. But we're pretty much there to where a lot of the times we're able to give a clear, definitive call by our AI ball tracking system. But we're still relying on a human being to be able to make that call and using the AI to support their decision. And one of the benefits is obviously there's still a human being involved, as in a referee. But when it's really close, when those margins are super tight, relying on the AI to be able to give them the definitive answer, while also helping to generate a graphic that's easy for the general public to understand where the ball makes contact with the ground. And that's where we're at right now. And honestly, I feel like we're going to be there for a little bit, not only from a technology perspective, but also this stuff takes time to build trust within the pickleball community. Like, for example, if there was a completely untested product on the market, Webby, that was going to officiate your match by making calls in or out, how are you going to feel about that?
Yeah, if it was untested, I immediately would be kind of pissed off about it, and I would be like, there's no way this can be reliable. They haven't tested it yet, and they're testing it on my match right now. Like, this is BS.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think that it's going to take time to build the trust. It's going to take time to show hundreds, if not thousands, of side-by-side comparisons where you can visually see the ball hitting the ground and you can see the output of the AI and you can be able to tell that they totally match. And so that's why I think where we're at right now, we're going to be able to improve on the quality of the AI. We're going to be able to improve on how precise it is. We're going to be able to improve on how we graphically show it to the audience and add to the broadcast value of it. But I think that it's going to take time to build up the trust of the audience to where we can move into level 4. That's where basically you have AI making the line calls for you. So there's no need for line challenges anymore. It removes the need for players to call their own lines. We're still a ways away from that. And this level 3, I think, is going to be the sweet spot for a little while. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do think that that's the case. Because I know how much work goes into kind of trying to teach the AI how to do this kind of stuff. But I seriously think where you're at right now is still very, very impressive. And I think it is very beneficial to the sport. And I have loved seeing how far close call replay has gone. I'm excited to see where it's going to go. But even where you guys are at right now, I think it's very, very impressive. And it's awesome to see. I love it.
Thanks, man. I mean, Kyle and I, like I said, we've worked incredibly hard this past year to get it to this point. Our main motivation was to be able to bring quality and fairness to the sport that so desperately needs it. And I think that all the goals we set out to a year ago, because literally it was about a year ago right now that Kyle and I really started to put this into action. We had an idea, but we started to put it into action. And in this last year, every goal that we accomplished, we achieved. We've been getting nothing but great feedback from referees, from fans, from players. I literally had the parent of a professional player call me yesterday and ask me about 2025, because I think I told you this, Webby, but I don't know that it's completely out in the public yet. PPA San Clemente was Close Call's last event with the UPA.
That's crazy to me. Like, that is just absolutely insane. And like, more proof of how great close call replay is people will come up to me that don't even know that you or I are involved in close call replay in any way, and they'll rave about how great it is. They'll say like, "Hey, did you see this the pro event? Like, that was so cool, the instant replay system that they had and stuff like that." And then I'll be like, "Yeah, actually, Eddie from Eddie and Webby, like he is part of the reason this exists and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see when people don't know that we're associated raving about it. Like that's how you know that it's really made such a huge impact in the sport and that people love it when they rave about it without knowing that you're part of it.
Yeah, it's comforting to know that. Like I said, all the great feedback we've had, it's just really shown us what, that we accomplished what we set out to do. So even if that was our last event ever, which I hope not, I do hope that there's a world in 2025 where we are able to continue to use close call replay in the pickleball space, because we're not really interested in moving outside of pickleball, even though there's a lot more money and opportunities outside of pickleball. It's not really something we're interested in. So we want to do it for pickleball because first and foremost, we're pickleball fanatics who just happen to have found our niche in the market. So we hope to continue to do it. But if not, again, I feel like we've done what we set out to do. We've changed the world of pickleball forever. We've set a new standard, and hopefully we brought fairness and quality to pickleball, which I think we did.
Yeah. Did they give any good reasons, or are you able to like talk about the reasons why they haven't agreed to do that in 2025?
Webby, I wish I knew. I wish I knew why why it wasn't a priority, but I really don't know. I have no idea. I'm being completely transparent about it. I have not heard one word from anybody who makes decisions within the UPA as to why they do not want to work with close call replay in 2025. I don't know.
Interesting. I mean, I personally have been pretty open about how I have not really understood a lot of the decisions made in the UPA or the PPA. And this is definitely another one of those things I do not understand. I can't even begin to understand.
Yeah, it would be hard for me to comment on that simply because no matter what I say in that situation, Webby, it's going to sound like I'm the ex-girlfriend that's mad that there was a breakup, even though it's not really what happened, right? Like there's going to be a sense of bitterness. And honestly, there really is no bitterness. It's just kind of one of maybe disappointment and confusion, but ultimately it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, and it's cool that they gave you guys a chance and stuff. I really don't understand, like with all the rave reviews that it got, and anytime that they didn't use close call replay throughout the year, how the negative comments that were out there on social media and all throughout the sport of pickleball, I can't comprehend it. Hopefully somebody over at UPA can let us know and make sense of it, but I don't know.
We will find out. In the meantime, we do hope that we have the opportunity to continue to develop this. I'll be also completely transparent and vulnerable with you guys again. Kyle and I have yet to pay ourselves. Not that it really matters to you guys, but I just want to reaffirm with you, our motivation has never been money. So much so that we haven't even paid ourselves yet. And we've been working our butts off in this for a year. So I only say that because I don't know how much more we're going to be able to continue down this path. I'm not ready to go beg for change at the street corner in order to keep this going. At some point, there has to be a balance there of where you can live a life and continue to go after your passion. So, we'll see what happens.
But I mean, I am a firm believer that good things happen to good people. And I feel like the close call replay is such a great thing for the sport. I feel like it's got to work out eventually, hopefully. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see. But in the meantime, guys, if you want close call replay back in pro pickleball, anywhere you see pro pickleball, just let them know. Let them know. Close call replays out there. They're the future. You got to work with them.
Yeah, that is huge. Let your voice be heard. If ever there was something to voice and support in the sport of pickleball, this is it. So please do so. I feel like I don't know. There's so many things that people are very vocal about in the world of pickleball that, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't really help the sport of pickleball. This would help the sport of pickleball.
I love it. Thanks, Webby. I appreciate it.
Hopefully things will work out for the best, but I thought this was a great episode. We covered a lot of fun topics, covered some serious topics, but overall, good stuff. Great to be back once again.
That's right. You know what else is great? Are the products from our friends over at Jigsaw Health. Webby, I use products from Jigsaw Health every single day I like them to stay hydrated as well. How do you like to stay hydrated?
Well, one of my favorite ways to stay hydrated is to drink Fruit Punch Electrolyte Supreme. I add it to a bottle of water and I drink it before I start playing pickleball. And then if I get super hot and sweaty, which is pretty much a guarantee, then I drink another one when I'm done playing. And I have not had any dehydration issues since I started doing that. Before I started using Jigsaw, I had some really bad, even some scary dehydration issues, but I have been good for the last 3+ years because of Jigsaw Health products.
We got to tell you guys, Jigsaw Health makes some incredible products. They also are an incredible company that are diehard pickleball fans just like us. So much so that they created a professional league, the Arizona Pickleball League. So much so that they created a documentary about the Arizona Pickleball League called Breaking Pickleball. It's an incredible documentary. You might see a few cameos from me and this guy over here in that documentary. You can get it on Amazon Prime. Go check it out. It's incredible. If you are a fan of pickleball or even not a fan of pickleball and just a fan of great, well-produced content, go check out Breaking Pickleball on Prime. And in the meantime, go ahead and help companies like Jigsaw Health by going to jigsawhealth.com and using coupon code PB4Life10 to get what?
You'll get yourself 10% off your order, and you're going to show us some support in the process, which we are always very appreciative of.
That's right. At Jigsaw Health, it's fun to feel good. So go out there and get you some products that are going to make you feel good.
But I thought this was a great episode, but we can't end the episode until we find out Eddie's
closing thoughts.
So what did we learn today? The cleanup crew at MLP Finals in Orlando, well, they had their work cut out for them. On the pickleball court, you can probably tell if a couple is newly dating or has been married for a long time after just a few points. But we also learned that life partners can successfully play pickleball together with the right resources. And we learned that the future of pickleball is in AI, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here, folks.
Nice, but I thought this was a great episode. It's great to be back once again. Hopefully we will be able to do this more frequently moving forward, but that's going to do it for us here today.
And on that note, I'm Eddie.
And until next time, this is Webby, not Eddie, signing off.
See ya.
Well, we're dinking around with Eddie and Webby. Dinking around with Eddie and Webby tonight.
Oh, yeah.